Hello, and welcome to another session on using the new Blender for video editing. Today we're going to talk about how you can create a custom transition using a strip as a mask modifier. But first, let's recap what we did last time. Here, as you can see, I've got two video strips here, and I have applied a wipe. This time it's an iris effect, so slowly everything kind of shrinks down to nothing. And over here in this scene, I've recreated that, and the way I've done it is I grabbed a circle image. Now this is just a regular PNG file. I downloaded off the internet, and I applied some animation to it. So if I go over to here, you can see under the transform panel, I added keyframes to the scale X and Y. So at the start of the strip, it's at these values here. It fully covers the entire screen, and then to the end, then I added another keyframe where it is set to 0, so it basically disappears. And then applying it over to this strip as a mask modifier, then what we'll see is that this thing is going to disappear. Let me hide this so that we can see it in action. So here we go. This is when the image strip is fully white, so everything is visible. But then as we go through at this point, we can see it slowly collapses, just like the regular transition. However, there's a problem. As you can see around here, there is some transparency effect still being applied, which is kind of weird because if you look at our image, there is nothing over there. That shouldn't be visible. I don't know why that is, but I do know what the fix is. The fix is to select the image strip and scroll down until you get to, I think, the color. Here it is, color. And there is a checkbox here, convert to float. Oh, let me unhide this so it's easier to see. So there it is, convert to float. All you have to do is check this. I don't know what that does, but I do know that it works. You don't actually see any difference here with the image, but once I hide the image again, you'll see that that fixes the problems with those corners where it was supposed to be totally transparent. So this is something you might have to do if you're ever using image files for your mask modifiers. Okay, so now on to a custom transition, something that you cannot do in Blender. I've already prepared it. It's right here. So same idea, we're going to use a circle, except this time we're going to use more than one. So let me just scrub through here, and you can see we start off with 3 circles that start growing. Each one is black. And then we have a couple more. So by the end of it, they fully cover the screen completely black. So as we know, when it's black, then it's invisible. So we're starting off with something that is totally white, so totally opaque and visible, to something that eventually becomes invisible. So how did we do that? By just combining a bunch of strips and then turning it into a meta strip. So because it's a meta strip, we can press the tab key with this thing selected, and then we can see what it is composed of. So from here, we can see it starts off at the very bottom is our solid white color. So that gives us our base. And then I have a bunch of image strips, and all they're doing is just expanding. I had them set at various points. And that's pretty much all there is to it. And then I realized I needed a few more. So over here, I added one in the corner and then another one over here. However, there is actually one more thing. You may be able to see it right now, but let me zoom this in so you can see even better. There are some lines around the borders of those circles, some white lines. So why are there these white lines? I don't know the answer to that. But what I do know is that if we don't do something about it, it will definitely show through even after the transition. So what we can do, and what I have done, is I added a black color strip at the very, well, not at the very end, but as soon as all these bits, all the white areas are completely filled. Let me use my right arrow key to move over. Okay, still some white there. Okay, but then at this point, the circles would have filled already. And so I add a black color strip to make sure that, yes, now everything is going to be fully black. I'm not going to have any of these lines here. And that becomes the entire set of strips that I want to use to create my transition. So I had then selected them. I went to the strip menu and make meta strip. To create that meta strip, I can press tab now to get back out. And that's what we have. So again, applying it is the same. So you select the strip that you want to apply it to, and then go to modifiers. You add strip modifier, a mask, and then you select that strip. So let's hide this thing now so we can see what it looks like. Jump back to here. Okay, so I'm just going to scrub across, and you can see it works as expected. And there might be some strangeness over here with those little circles that we were talking about. Yeah, I can actually see something right here. There's a bit of a line here, but it's not too noticeable. And then because we added the black color strip at the end, but then by this point, there's no problems whatsoever. So that's it. That's how you can create your custom transitions. There is one other thing I would like to tell you about, and that's just about performance. Because doing something like this, it can really impact the preview speeds of Blender. I'm going to bring the time cursor over to here and hit the play button. And you'll see it's quite slow. I'm only going at not even 2 frames per second. So we saw that just playing that portion with the transition was rather slow, but actually even before the transition, it's also slow. Let me jump back to the beginning here and hit the play. And you can see that even here, it's playing at a very low frame rate. And that's because we are applying this strip as the mask modifier for this entire strip here. It's not necessary to do that. We can certainly just cut this strip and apply the mask modifier just to that section that we need to. And then that'll help with the frame rate immensely. So let's go ahead and do that. I am going to unhide this. And the reason is then I can press the page up key so I know exactly where to do the cut. So I need to do the cut here. So I'll select the video strip that we want to apply it to. I'll press K to cut. And then I'm also going to hit the page up again, and I'll cut over here as well. Actually, I'll go, yeah, like that. And I can even delete this because by this point, it will have transitioned over to the other strip. So we don't even need this anymore. Just press the X to delete that. And back to this one over here, I will remove the mask modifier. So just go to the modifier tab, click the X here to get rid of it. And now watch this, it'll be much better. There we go. So this first part, playing at the full 30 frames per second that it was supposed to. And here, as expected, it takes a serious hit in the preview, but as usual, when you render this out, it'll look fine. No worries there. All right, so that's it. That's how you can create a custom transition using a combination of image strips and color strips, putting it all together into a meta strip, and then applying that to whatever strip that you need to apply it to. I hope you did like that. If you did, please do give it a like and subscribe so you can see more content when it comes. Thanks, and bye now.